Oh, good morning, everyone. Here we are on January the 16th, and it's Tuesday, and it's my day off. So, we've left Job behind, and we've moved back into Genesis again, and we've picked up again with Abraham. And there's a lot that's covered in these chapters. Everything from God calling him out from his people to his first lies there in Egypt. It's also dealing with Melchizedek in there. There's all kinds of things that we can be talking about. But it's the last chapter is what caught my eye, and it's where the Lord is saying is assuring Abraham of this promise that his descendants will not come um, uh, from somebody who's not his son. And he's giving him a little information of what's going to behold uh, come towards the family. And he says here in 15, um, then the Lord said to Abraham, have no doubt that your descendants will live as immigrants in a land that isn't their own, where they will be oppressed slaves for 400 years. But after I punish the nation they serve, they will leave it with great wealth. As for you, you will join your ancestors in peace and be buried after a good long life. The fourth generation will return here, since the Amorites' wrongdoing won't have reached its peak until then. Now, we have to remember that there were several reasons why um, God raised the nation of Israel. One was to represent him to the nation. They were supposed to be a nation of priests, sorry, represent him to the world. They were supposed to be a nation of priests, and he was going to reveal himself to the world through them. These were his chosen nation. He grew them to be his people. But he was also using them as his justice to nations that had turned their back on him. And the Amorites were one of those nations. But the wrongdoing hadn't reached its pinnacle yet. So what really struck me with this is that God has his timing. He has his timing. He has his plan. And uh, sometimes he announces things that are going to happen the next day, and sometimes he announces things that are going to happen in 400 years. Um, and we have to be attentive and patient. And when he calls us into something, and we've seen this time and time again, where a prophet will come in and will speak something into somebody's life, it's not because it's for the now. Um, it's so that they would understand the journey that they're about to go through to get to that point, because there's a lot of preparation that's involved in it. So, uh, if a person's told they're going to be a pastor and yet they've just begun their walk, then it's going to be a while before they get there. So there's a lot of a development that goes in that. So we have to be careful with it, and that's really what stands out here with Moses. It's the fact that he not Moses, sorry, Abraham here, and God informing him this is going to happen, but it's not yet. It's not time yet. So things in your life that you know that you've been called to, if you've been on a journey to get there, that's a good thing. Let it happen. It's you're going to get there. He's developing you. He's getting you to that point. And don't be discouraged in that. Be encouraged in that. Part of it is the journey. Part of it is the things that we learn as we go along. It's great when we get there and we can start serving, but the journey isn't over. We've just reached that point that we knew that was coming. There's still a lot more growth to go. So if you feel a call to being a pastor or a prophet or evangelist or a helper or an assistant of some sort or whatever it is, um, don't be discouraged if it takes a little time to get there. God has his timing worked out. And sometimes there's those that we know are going to be saved. It's assured. We know it. It's on our heart. And time again, the door keeps slamming on us. But it's because it hasn't reached its pinnacle. and God wants to wait for it to reach its pinnacle. He has His timing, He has His reasons, and we have to trust Him in that. So just be blessed in this day, be encouraged in the day, um, and be used by Him today. And those of you who are on the fast, I pray encouragement for you, and there is hope because there is an end to our fast. It's not yet, but it's coming. So God bless.